Good morning, my wonderful students. It's so good to be here again. I'm happy that you are all seeing me from your various homes, and I know we are all keeping safe. Please, let's maintain social distancing, washing of hands frequently, and sanitizing them regularly. My name is Ayewole Alaba Adepeju. Today, we shall be talking about our 7th and 8th week topic for this term. Last week, we treated our 5th and 6th week topic together because they are interwoven, that is, they are interrelated. And that topic was chemicals and safety measures we need to observe when using chemicals in the laboratory. Last week, I told us that chemicals are elements or a combination of elements with specific compositions and structure. That is, they are not the same. They are different in their composition and structure. We also talk about classes of chemicals. The classes of chemicals are divided into 3. The first one is classification based on use. That is, pharmaceutical chemicals or cosmetic chemicals. Pharmaceutical chemicals can be seen in our cough syrup. We have different chemicals that are composed or comprised in our cough syrup, which we use. And also our cosmetic chemicals, example is our deodorant, the ones we use for our armpits, even our body spray. We also talk about classification based on nuclear use, that is, during war. The chemicals that are used during war. Example is gunpowder, uranium, and the rest. We also talk about agrochemical products or chemicals like fertilizers and pesticides. Then we move to industrial chemicals. That is the one we use in our industrial field on production floor. Example is hydrogen chloride. And lastly, we talk about laboratory chemicals. Example is hydrochloric acid, HCl, and tetraisosulfate 6 acid, which is known as H2SO4. Then we talk about classification based on hazardous nature. That is, some chemicals are highly toxic, especially, for example, snake venom. We also talked about ones that are moderately toxic. Example is DDT. Then we move to non-toxic chemicals. Non-toxic chemicals are the ones that are not toxic to our health, even when we consume it. Example can be seen in the composition of our soft drinks, like Fanta, Coke. Example includes sodium citrate and sodium benzoate. These are chemicals in our food or drinks we take that are not hazardous to our health or dangerous to our health. And the last one is the toxic chemicals. Example of toxic chemicals are our laundry detergent, bleach, the one we use to wash our clothes and toilets, and etc. Like I said earlier on, we are going to be talking about our 7th and 8th week topic for this term, which is drug abuse. We are going to be talking about drug abuse, the effects of drug abuse, and social risk factors that are involved in drug abuse. But before then, let's share our learning objective for today's lesson. At the end of today's lesson, students should be able to explain the meaning of drug and drug abuse. You should be able to state the methods of drug use. Thirdly, you must be able to list the common ways in which we misuse drugs, especially the youth. Then lastly, you must be able to mention the social risk factors involved in drug abuse. What is a drug? A drug is any substance which affects the action or function and shape or structure of a body when used. Example is like you are feeling pain all over your body or you are having headache. That is the way your body is functioning at that particular moment. But once you take aspirin or paracetamol, after some minutes, you feel that there is another change. It has affected the action of the body when you use the tablet. That is what drug can do to your health. It is also known to cause any change in an organism physiology or psychology when consumed. I just explained that. Examples of drugs are cocaine, Valium, codeine, aspirin, coffee, alcohol, that is beer, gin, ogogoro, and the rest mentioned. You can mention as many as possible. Also caffeine, marijuana, and the rest. Drugs can be purchased from registered pharmacy stores or chemists, and in order not to buy adulterated or expiry drugs, are prescribed by patient to patient by doctors. That is, before you can go to a chemist or a pharmacy to buy any drug, it must be prepared, prescribed by a doctor. And why are they prescribing drugs for us? It's just for us not to buy fake or adulterated drugs. That is why you need to go to a registered pharmacy or hospitals to purchase any drugs you want to use. These are pictures of different drugs: paracetamol, aspirin, name them. We can see hard drugs, the one we refer to as drug abuse. We can see cocaine, weed, cigarettes, alcohol. Alcohol is categorized as drugs too. You can see different samples of drugs that when we use, it can affect our normal body functioning. What is drug abuse, misuse, and addiction? Drug abuse is the habit of taking drugs without the doctor's prescriptions, advice, or direction. It is non-medical use of drugs. That is, once you do this, a non-medical way of using drug, because the drug you are using is not prescribed by a doctor, so it is categorized as that you are abusing such drug. You open your purse, you bring out paracetamol. You can see some people, because they said they have headache, you see them using 4 tablets of paracetamol, 3 tablets of that. That is drug abuse. Normal prescription is 2 tablets at once. But because you think your own headache is too much, for it to be faster, you want to get relief faster, you will be using 3 or 4. That is drug abuse. And please, if you do that, stop doing it. It is dangerous to your health. What is drug misuse? This means using illicit drugs for a purpose which is not meant for, or it is not situated for. Like you're having malaria, and you think instead of using malaria drug, if you use another type of drug, it will relieve you. No, it is not supposed to be. Malaria drugs are meant for malaria drug. Aspirins are meant for body pains, and they are not supposed to be used otherwise. Substance abuse. This is the habit among drug users, which makes them resort to cheap alternative substance as a result of non-availability or expensive nature of a particular prescribed drugs. That is, people that use drugs, maybe there's a particular drug you are supposed to take, but because it is not available or it is expensive, you will now go and use another drug eventually, which will be dangerous to your health. That is what we refer to as substance abuse. It is the habit among drug users which makes them resort to cheap alternative substance as a result of non-availability or expensive nature of a desired drug. Now let's go to drug addiction. This occurs when the normal function of the body are altered in such a way that the body requires the continued presence of drugs to function. Such people who are addicted to such drug cannot function normally without the drug. Yes, this is very true. Most times, I will use headache too as an example again. Most times you are always feeling headache, and you are used to taking paracetamol. At a point, you become addicted to paracetamol. That even when you are having headache, if you use it, you still notice that the headache is still there, because your body system has been so structured and adapt to that composition of that paracetamol you usually take. That is referred to as drug addiction. Sometimes when you are having paracetamol, all you need to do is just take a shower and rest, and before you know it, eat good food, take food. Before you know it, you'll be okay, instead of using paracetamol, and you'll be addicted to such drug. It is not only paracetamol. It might be smoking, it might be alcohol that you get addicted to. And aside from drug, you might be also addicted to particular food or particular behavior or things you do. That is what we refer to addiction. But in this case, it is called drug addiction. Like we always tell you in school and everywhere you go to, say no to drug. Say no to drug and substance abuse. Some people might want to introduce you to a particular drug. My friend, take, you'll be okay when you use it. Say no to any drug. That is why even in schools now, we've been told not to give any students any drug. If you feel sick, the next thing for us to do is to call your parents so they can take you home, they take you to hospital where you can be attended to. These are picture representation of drug addicts. You can see on my first picture here, these are drug addicts ingesting drug into their body system through their veins. We are still going to talk about this. You can see them also here. They are sleeping because they've taken high dose of a particular drug and they'll be feeling high. As artists, they don't even know where they are. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know what is happening to them. These are pictures of drug addicts. You can also see this lady here. I believe this is her bedroom or her home. She has taken enough drug that she, look at the way she's even looking. She looks so unkept. She looks so unattended to. She's not even safe in this condition. She can lose her life during this habit. That is why we say, do not abuse drug. Say no to drug. This picture got me thinking. If you look at this picture, these are mistrans. You see them everywhere in our streets, in our neighborhood, under the bridge, bus stop. Imagine this woman, she's smoking, and at the same time, she's breastfeeding. Tell me what will become of this baby in the nearest future? Because at a tender age, he or she has been exposed to what he or she is not supposed to be exposed to. I tell you, once this baby grows up, before you know it, this mother or the parent would introduce this baby to drugs like smoking, Indian hemp, heroin, cocaine, and the rest. In fact, I was sad when I got this picture on the internet of a young mother smoking weed and at the same time breastfeeding an innocent child. This is an act of drug abuse. Now let's move to causes of drug abuse. Number one reason or cause is peer pressure. Peer pressure, that is from your friends, the ones you call your friends in school, at home, in churches, in the community. Some people abuse drugs because they want you to be accepted by their friends, or you to be their friends among their social circle. They will tell you that before you are their friends or you belong to their group, they must introduce you to some things like smoking, drinking, alcohol. And because they pressurize you, you will give in. And that is why we always tell you, say no to drug, to alcohol, or any substance, especially from your friends, your neighbors, the society at large. So peer pressure is one of the reasons or the causes of drug abuse. Another cause is some people abuse drug out of curiosity. That is, they want to experiment and see the results. They will tell, after you have been pressurized by your friends, then you go to a corner, you get a cigarette. I want to see how this thing feels really. I want to know how this thing tastes really. And because out of your curiosity, you tend to lit up the match and you start smoking. And before you know it, you'll be addicted to it. That's another cause of drug abuse. Thirdly, some people believe that taking drugs will make them feel important and they'll be high. Taking drugs, I will tell you, will make you feel less important, and you can only be high when you take it, but it will take you to nowhere. Most of the time, it's landed people into troubles they cannot comprehend, troubles they cannot manage. Fourthly, some people believe that drugs make them feel excited. Maybe they are depressed, they are low, they are not happy. They've been hurt by the society or by the friends or their families, and they result in taking, your friends will tell you, what happened to you? It has happened to me before, don't worry, by the time you take this, you feel excited, you'll be happy, you forget about your sorrows. it is a lie. Though at that present moment, you will feel what they tell you that you feel. But at the end of the day, it's going to cause you more harm than good you have expected. And lastly, some people believe that drugs can make them to be bold, daring, and, like I said, excited. Yes, if you take them, you'll be bold. You tend to be bold. What you cannot face somebody to say, you'll be able to say it at that particular moment. You'll be daring. But at the end of the day, you go back to your normal self. Please, like I always say no to drug. Abstinence is the key. Like we talked about in our previous classes, abstinence means refraining yourself from things like drugs, like alcohol, sexual activities. Say no to drug, say no to anything, and say no to alcohol. These and many more are the causes of drug abuse, especially among our youth. Now, let's see the classification, sources, and uses of drug. Drugs, as we know, are classified into various forms. The first one we shall be talking about is the one that is referred to as narcotic. Examples include heroin, cocaine, opium, codeine, and the rest. They mind a powerful illegal drugs that can affect the mind in a harmful way. Especially, let me talk about codeine. Codeine is seen in drugs like cough syrup. Is a composition in which cough syrup is made. But you see our young adults, our young youth, they have abused the use of codeine. When you take a cough syrup, there's a required dose for you to take. Maybe 1 spoonful in the morning, 1 in the night, and the last one at night. But you see our young youth. I've seen a pharmacy that is very close to my area. I've seen a young youth taking a full bottle of cough syrup at once. This is abuse of drug. And because it contains codeine, and they might have even mixed some other chemicals inside it, they take it, they go home, they feel high, they feel powerful, they feel daring. This is not right. It is a wrong use of drug. The second one I'm going to be talking about are the ones we call tranquilizers. These are drugs used to reduce anxiety, e.g. Valium. I know Valium is used as sleeping tablets. They are used to reduce tension. They help individuals suffering from sleeplessness, yes, like I've mentioned, to get enough sleep. They are also used for treatment of mental illness. I was told, or I knew, there was a time they banned Valium in our chemist or pharmacy stores because people have started misusing them. Normally, they give you a required dose just to sleep and relax. But because people are misusing it, the federal government of Nigeria banned it, especially the Medical Association of Nigeria, on the counter, that you cannot just walk into a pharmacy and say, I want to buy Valium. No. Even if you have to purchase that drug, it must be from a registered hospital, and doctor must prescribe it for you before you use it. That is why Valium has been banned over the shelf from our chemist stores or pharmaceutical stores. The third one is hallucinogens. These are drugs used to deal with stress or escape from life troubles or boredom. Example is the LCD, lactogenic acid diethylamide. Once you use this drug, you will notice that you are less stressed, you are calm, you will not be thinking of what is happening in the society. And let me tell you, once you use this, you don't even know what is happening to you. You are lost. You don't know where you are. Like the pictures I've shown you before, you don't know where you are. You don't know what you are doing. You don't know what has become of yourself at that particular moment. That is why it is advised not to use this kind of drug. Another example is the one we refer to as the cannabis. These can be seen in marijuana. And like I said, they are illegal drugs made from dried leaves, especially the ones you can get from a plant referred to as gem, G-E-M-P, gem plant, which gives a feeling of being relaxed, especially when smoke, eating, or drunk. Do you know some people mix weed? We refer to this as weed. They use it to cook. The normal food we eat, they will use it as seasoning in food. They smoke it, they drink it, and they eat from the food they cook. These and many more are not, they are very harmful to your health. At the point you are taking it, you might feel okay, you might be excited, you might feel on top of the world, you might forget your sorrows, your problem, your thinking, but immediately all those things disappear from your body system, you still go back to your normal life, you go back to your normal being. But at a point, because you need it regularly, you become addicted to it, and it is very dangerous to your health. It is very dangerous to your being. Let's see other classification of drug. The fifth one is the one we refer to as stimulants. Stimulants, e.g. cocaine, caffeine. These are drugs or substances that make you feel more awake or active and give you more energy and excitement. Caffeine can be found in normal coffee we take, tea, and some other soft drink. That is why when you take coffee, like I like taking coffee, but in a very little dose, and it is not every time. There are some people, they are addicted to coffee because it's a stimulant. It makes them active. I've seen students, especially when I was studying, they take lots of coffees because they want to be awake during the night, so they won't fall asleep. They will have enough time to read. Yes, I've used it before too when I was in the university, but it is not good. I'll tell you that it is very bad. When you want to read, set your time. If it is 2 or 3 hours, read within that hours, and you will see that you understand what you have read. But when you use caffeine or some other stimulants for you to read, at the end of the day, it gives you headache. At the end of the day, all you have read will disappear. You might not even remember anything. So it is a wrong use of drug, that you should not take them, especially as a stimulant when you want to read or you want to remain active or awake or have more energy and excitement. The sixth one is the one we refer to as the sedative or depressants. These are drugs that make somebody go to sleep or make them feel calm and relaxed. Example is Valium, like I've discussed earlier on, alcohol. Like when you take beer, you take gin, wine, even palm wine. They are all sorts of alcohol, and we refer to them as sedative. They help you to sleep. But people, especially our youth, are misusing this type of drug. They are not meant to be taken. They are not meant to take it and become so addicted to them. Another one is the inhalants, e.g. aerosol, gasoline, solvents, glue, room odorizer are all drugs that you can breathe in. And when you become so addicted to it, it's going to affect your health. And the last one we shall be talking about today is alcohol. Alcohol is also classified as drug because it is a stimulant, which also affects the senses of a person that abuses it. When you take alcohol, you take too much at a time, you lose your sense. You don't know what you are doing. That is why you see people that are drunk. Some of them will be saying rubbish. You cannot even comprehend what they are saying. Some of them, you see them vomiting, they'll make mess of themselves. You see them on the streets, lying on the streets. You see them in gutters. Some of these are youths, the leaders of tomorrow. We can even say adults, married men. They abuse drugs, substances, even alcohol. Please, I will advise you, disease from any of these, they are not meant for you. You are not supposed to use them. Our key word, like I always tell you, is abstinence from sexual immoralities or activities, from drugs, and from alcohol. Let's move ahead. These are pictures of hard drugs. You can see cocaine in their various forms and shapes. You see weed, you can see them. Some even use the injection needle to put them in their body system through their veins. These, as I always say, they are very dangerous to your health. Please, don't even attempt it. Don't try it. Don't be curious to experiment it. They are dangerous to your health because once you attempt it, it will be difficult to let go. I would advise you, please don't try it. This is marijuana. It's a plant, like I explained earlier on. This, you can see they are putting it in a paper where they will roll it and they will turn it to a cigarette. They are weed. They are dangerous to your health. Please, don't let anybody pressurize you. Don't be fooled by anybody. Don't be fooled by your friends. Don't be fooled by the society or your community. Don't let your friend tell you that if you take it, you'll be high. You forget about your sorrow. It is a lie. Once you feel high and at a point, you still come back, you remember your sorrow. Please, please, don't let your friends pressurize you. Don't let any adults, don't let anybody in your community, in your school, in your church, or anywhere you find yourself introduce you to any of this. Now let's go to drug trafficking. Drug trafficking is an illegal trade of smuggling drug from a country to another. Here in Nigeria, we have two bodies that are helping to fight with this drug trafficking. And the first one is the one we know to be NDLEA, that is the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. They monitor and control the transportation, trafficking, and use of illegal and illicit drugs. They operate at the air and seaport, which are the exit point of drug smugglers out of the country. That is, what this is trying to tell us, that NDLEA, which is a drug law enforcement agency in Nigeria, are the ones that monitors and control the transportation, trafficking, and illegal use of illicit drugs. You will see them at the airport, you see them at the seaport, you see them at the border entry of the country. They help to monitor our drug smuggler in and out of a particular country. You know, when you see them at the border entry of a country, or the airport, or the seaport, you won't be able to do that trade. You won't be able to bring in goods to such country. And even if you reside in Nigeria and you are a drug smuggler, you won't be able to take it out of this country. In fact, no time. And the second one is the one we call NAFDAC, that is National Agency for Drug Administration and Control. I could remember the late Dr. Mrs. Dora Akuelu. She did a very good job when she was the DG, that is the Director General of NAFDAC, so many years ago. She was on her toe. She did a very good job. She helped to monitor, control the sales of drugs, especially the expired and fake ones in our country. In fact, I so much love that woman. She did a good. I wish we could have somebody like her again. Though the present person there is trying, but you know, the days of Dora, her name is everywhere. You will not go to any pharmacy and buy a fake drug. You will not buy expired drug. You will not buy adulterated drug. Even food. The food and drinks we consume are monitored by NAFDAC. And that is why now you will not see fake drug being sold to the general public. She did a very good job. What are the methods of abusing dogs? We have different methods in which youth and adults abuse drugs. The first one is smoking. This is a habit of sucking smoke from a cigarette, pipe, etc. into your mouth and letting out the smoke through your mouth or your nose. Drugs like marijuana, which we all know to be India hemp, are rolled in a piece of paper or leaf by smoker or put in a pipe. I've seen pipe when I was much younger with my great-grandfather before he died. They would just put it in their mouth like this. And by the time they smoke, you see the smoke coming out from the pipe. And even from there, all these things affect our lungs. They kill the lungs gradually. They are not good for our health. Even if you take a packet of cigarettes, you will see it is boldly written here, smokers are liable to die young. And you still see people buying it, using it. It's dangerous to the health. The health ministry make us to understand that smoking it affects our lungs and other parts of our body. The second method of abusing dog is inhalation. This is a process of taking in air, smoke, and gas into the lung as you breathe. Any drug that you breathe in is called inhalant, e.g. aerosol, cocaine, petroleum, petrol, thinner, and etc. When inhaled, this drug produces intoxicating and exciting effects, as well as aggravate and hallucinating effect on the inhalant, that is the person that uses it. If you inhale this type of drug, you feel aggressive, you'll be excited. It always has a negative effect on your body system, even the outward appearance. We share a picture of drug addicts before and after. You know, when you see people before if you check most of our celebrities before they started using drugs and now that they are into drugs, you see their physical appearance different from how they used to be. In fact, some of them will not be able to recognize them. You'll be saying, "Oh, is this person? Is it the same person in this picture?" You'll be difficult. It will be difficult for you to actually look at them and say, "This is so person. This is so person," because they have been so used to drug and they are addicted to it. The third one is injection. That is the third method of abusing drug is injection. This is the process of swallowing drug in liquid form or tablet, capsules, and syrups. And the third one, which is the last one, is absorption through the skin. Like I shared with us a moment ago, drug addicts that are using injection absorb to put drug into their body system through their veins. Some might be in form of body creams and pomade. It causes a long-lasting effect on our social and physical, mental well-being when they are rubbed on the skin or they are absorbed through our veins into our body system. So let's take the pictures of what I've just explained. The first one I explained is smoking. You can see when you smoke a cigarette, put it in between the lips of your mouth and you smoke and you let out the smoke comes out from your nostrils or your mouth. And the second one is inhale. When you inhale it, from this picture you see the drug addict, I think it's cocaine or whatever he puts in a spoon. He used a lighter, he's applying it, and as the smoke is coming up, he's sniffing it, he's inhaling it into his body system. That's the second method of using drug. The third one is injection. That is when you take them through your body system. Like I said earlier on, it can be tablets, it can be syrup or capsules. And the last one is absorption through the skin. You can see here, this person is injecting the other person. They are both drug addicts through the vein. Once the thing gets into your vein, you feel excited, you feel high, you'll be daring, you forget everything that happens to you. You don't even remember who you are. These are drug addicts. And please, I don't want to see you do this. Because I see, even in my neighborhood, I see young youth, 15 years, 13 years. You can't even, if you go to park, what is our park? You see young boys and girls of 15 years. They look old, they look like 40, 50 because they have been used to drug. You can't recognize them. They are addicted. Their teeth are brown. Some of them are falling off. Please, don't get yourself involved in this habit. What are the common ways of misusing drugs? One, taking drugs to gain boldness. This enables them to commit crimes such as rape, assault, or assassination. When you take drugs to gain boldness, it results to so many things. It can lead you to rape an innocent girl or even boy. It's not only boys that rape, girls too rape, but only that it is not common in girls to rape a boy or opposite sex. Another way of misusing drugs is not taking the required or correct dose. When they ask you to take 2 tablets of paracetamol, please let it be 2 tablets. Don't take 3 or 4. And drugs are supposed to be taken at intervals. So you will not abuse it or overuse it, which will result to overdose. When you take 2 paracetamol in the morning, as prescribed by your doctor, you take another 2 in the afternoon, and you take the last 2 at night for 3 days. After 3 days, if you are still feeling the symptoms, you are expected to go back to your doctor to complain again. Not that you now say, I've used 2, it's not working, let me try 3 or 4. That is misuse of drug, and you can get addicted to it. The third one is using drug for a purpose which is not meant for or intended for. Like you are using malaria drug to cure headache, or you are using headache drugs to cure malaria. It is wrong. It is a common way in which we misuse drug in our society. Another way of misusing drug is taking drug to sedate, that is to make you sleep. Like Valium, because you find it difficult to sleep, you go and take Valium and it will help you sleep, sleep, sleep. And before, do you know some people lost their life in the process? They sleep and never wake up. Like I said earlier on, when you are tired, you are not comfortable, please take a cold bath, take beverage, or eat, or take some fruits and vegetables and relax. And in no time, you feel well again, instead of taking a particular drug to make you sleep or to sedate you, especially if it is not prescribed by a doctor or you are not under the supervision of a doctor. It is very wrong. It is a common way in which we misuse drugs. And the last one we are going to be talking about is taking drugs that makes you feel high. When you take a particular drug that makes you feel high, it makes you have a strange feeling. You can do and undo. You can do things that people don't expect you to do. You can say things that people don't expect you to be. You became a total person all entirely. You are not yourself. Please, disease from all these habits I've mentioned. What are the effects of drug? So what are the social risk factors involved in drugs abuse? We have so many factors that has to do with our social life when we use drug. Social risk factors can be described as a situation that could be dangerous or have a bad result in the society, either now or in the nearest future. Drug abuse, therefore, has a negative effect on the person, the family, and the society at large in the following way. 1, drug abuse can cause accidents on road. Yes, you are in your neighborhood, you are driving, and you are under the influence of drug. You can hit and kill somebody. You can hit many cars that are parked on the road. It can lead to accidents. Another one is money will be spent in rehabilitating drug abusers. Yes, that is on the social aspect at large. The society would spend more money on rehabilitating a particular drug abuser or a particular drug addict. Youth and anyone involved in drug is a problem to the society and to your immediate family. If you are a drug addict, you are a problem to your family. Your family will not like the situation they found you in. They would, in fact, some of the family would like to hide you because they don't want people to see you in the outside world. They don't want people to see you in their society. They don't want people to refer to you, oh, that is the son of Mrs. So-so-so, or that is the daughter of Mrs. So-so-so. So you become a problem to your immediate family and to society and to the society at large. Also, theft, robbery, murder, suicide, cultism, assault are mostly carried out by drug users. Yes, it is very true. If you are a drug addict, you find yourself, you just notice that you find yourself in some activities that on a good day you can't do, like raping. Because you are under the influence of drug, you rape an innocent person, you commit murder, suicide, you'll be seen to be a cultist, you join gang, even in the neighborhood. Like I will always tell you, cult is not only in the university or in our higher institution anymore, it is everywhere in our community. The community you stay in, you see people, you see them walking in gang. They are cultists, they are everywhere. Please don't join bad gangs. I beg of you. And lastly, students who abuse drugs may not have good results and may be dropped out of school. Yes, it is very true. When you abuse drugs or you go into drug taking, you see that you cannot comprehend with what you are being taught in school. You cannot communicate effectively with your mates and even with your teachers. And at the end of the day, you become a dropout. You'll be seen walking around the streets, roaming about the neighborhood, because you are a dropout and you are a drug user. No school will want to retain a student that uses drug. and eventually you'll be dropped out of school. Let's see the effects of drug abuse. We have many various effects of drug abuse. I'll just discuss 5 for the purpose of today's teaching. The first one is it can lead to brain damage. When you get addicted with a particular drug, my friend, it will damage your brain. It will damage some organs of your body, not only the brain. Some organs of your body will be affected. It can lead to different health issues like having heart disease, lung disease, or even kidney failure. It can lead to the financial problem. If you are a drug addict, especially youth, maybe your mother or your parent gave you money for food. Instead of you using this money to feed, you use it to buy drugs. And once you don't have any means of getting money, you take to stealing. You steal from your mates, you steal their money from their bag, you steal their wristwatch, you go to your parents' wardrobe, you take their wristwatch and some of their valuables to sell, so you can purchase a particular drug you need to take to make you feel high, to make you feel excited. It can also lead to infections. That spot where they inject you, infection can start from there. Skin infections, even the ones that is not visible, the inner infections. And at the last is, it can lead to death. And that is the most dangerous effect of the use of drug, or if you have become a drug addict, it always leads to death. You can see some of our celebrities in Nigeria and the world at large. I have names. You can Google it. You see them. Big people, celebrities that died or that lost their life using drug, especially hard drug, the substance abuse. These and many more are the effects of drug abuse. With this, I would like to tell you that we have come to the end of yet another interesting topic, drug abuse and its effects on us. Please, for a comprehensive note on this topic, kindly visit the school website and download a comprehensive note, and please attempt the assignment that follows. And you can also read more by laying your hands on our recommended textbook, Basic Science for Junior Secondary School, Book 2 by G.O. Omotiyole. I will tell you that I've had an interesting time with you today, and I hope and I believe you all enjoyed this topic. Like I said, abstinence is the key. Say no to drug abuse, say no to sexual immorality or activities, say no to alcohol use. It is best for you. And I know you will stick to what I have said you. I miss you all, and if you have enjoyed today's class, let's make it a date next week. God bless you. Bye for now.